Boom. So we're going to start with, it's an omote. We're going to start with a grab and a punch, because that's probably what's going to happen, right? Very unlikely that you're going to get an omote like on the TV shows. It doesn't work that way, because the bad guy's never going to just let you hold his hand. So we're going to start with a grab and a punch. Pop, hit that thing and then hit his face. That's number one. Step back, get out of the way, and then strike him so he's not paying attention anymore to what's happening over here. Pretty up. Circle, circle, pow. Once we get this, whether it stays on or it comes off, I don't care. If it comes off, that's great. If it stays on, that's okay too. We changed his channel, and then I will simply step away. You see how I'm moving my body to keep him. If I stay in one spot and turn, he's going to clock me. Even though we hit him, pow, now I'll walk away from it. There's a couple different ways you can walk. Boom. I don't so much like turning my back on him to walk, because he can come get me. Hit him. Look, I'm nice and low. As I run away, I'm going to pull. Run. I want you guys to practice it, and I want you to practice it at this pace, and I want you to notice my footwork. So after I've struck him, pow. As I start to shift my weight back, I'm starting to turn his wrist. This hand comes out and helps as I make it. Now watch my feet. I start to walk. What's it called? Yoko. Run, hit him, pull this and run. And then finish your friend.
Omote, in philosophical terms, means what is obviously seen, and ura is what is not easily seen, what is hidden. So an omote principle is one that's on the surface, one that everyone sees. An ura principle is something secret and hidden. So this is reversing something, and in this case it's the wrist, the hand, or the arm. It's also over here in the torite kihon, which are the fundamental grabbing katas. There's 5 of them. And you can see it's important enough to show up in a couple places on the syllabus of the classical kata. In the old days, it's an arm or technique, because they wore these kote and tekubi wrists and hand plates. So if he had a plate, you've seen them in anime and stuff, the armor comes down on the back of the arm so he can hit with it, and it goes all the way out to the hand. It would be on his arm, you see it? Covers the back of the hand, the thumb, and everything. So if it was locked together more than this though, so if I grabbed and I locked this, his forearm armor would go with it, and then his shoulder and his balance and everything falls. So again, if Cole was in a big tank, just by doing this, I can take his entire balance. What's the problem with modern day is there's no attachment, really. So for me to do this to him, I have to be very careful of what? That next punch is flying out of nowhere. That's why we often have to hit them, like Mr. Dane said, to give us the time to get the lock. It's a principle, not a technique. If he's choking here, I can do it from this position too, because his hand is already set up to go. I think you'll all agree it's way easier with a choke, way easier. Because I can just hit from here and it's already in position from down here, see it? It's a principle. The only way I got this was to hit him in the throat or do something. If I do this, he's gonna choke harder, knee me, kick me, bite, whatever he wants to do. But if he hits and I do this first, he's thinking about his teeth, and now I can get this here and apply the lock, okay? As we say a lot, the technique finds you, you don't find it. Mm-hmm. So as he chokes, from here and down. It's very quick. But you notice how I yelled and hit hard, I can hit him. Without that shock, you'll never get it. Understand? He grabs the wrist, same principle. Hitting right away and bringing it up, and it's right there. So I want you to do this from a choke, one or two-handed. Here's how it looks. Do it with me. Absorb and blade. Whatever hand's closest, punch them in the face with a fudo. This hand here, can you see it? Thumb on the back of his bones. Relax your elbow to your body. It's already twisting. At some point, bring this back, keep an eye on him. Step, rotate his wrist and pull him with your legs so he falls. If he comes back at me, drop to your knee. Change the height of it, and that's your last resort. If any of the techniques fail, drop. Because sometimes they go right over you. Here. Now I did Omote one-handed there, so I couldn't get the two. This is still Omote, watch. Well, I didn't affect his wrist at all, did I? Did I? No.
No.
But this principle was still on his body. That's still Omote on the shoulder. You can do it on any joint. Try this out. Go.
In the choke. And you all are going here, which is fantastic. And then almost universally, you guys all went like this. And your feet stopped. And I don't understand why your feet stopped moving. You should be moving. If your feet get stuck in the mud, this is what will probably happen. Boom! You go like this, and they're gonna win. He said that. He said you're gonna get punched in the face. So don't fall into the trap of sitting in the mud. What happens if I hit his face and he goes this way real far? I've jacked him and he backs all the way away. You can just follow him that way. But either way, you need to move your feet or the technique will not work. Or you're going to get, He's going to be hitting me and I'm like, why does this work?